It's New Year's Eve and I'm back at Wimpole. Going to go on a slightly different walk today. Going to go up onto the trail, the multi-use trail. Oh dear, someone's got a nasty cough. Anyway, more later when we're away from the hordes. Walking down the access road to Wimpole Hall. This was the old way to get in to the old car park. I'm going to join onto the multi-use trail. Coming up now to part of the Wimpole home farm. Not the part that's on the estate and accessible to the public, but obviously where a lot of the farm work gets done. And before long we'll join the multi-use trail. So the old track went up to the left. It's extremely muddy, very steep, as this will be in a minute. But this new, well, it's not that new now, but when they built this multi-use trail, it was wonderful not to have to go up the very muddy, rutted old track. So we're going over some lovely ploughed fields, and we will be climbing a little bit very soon. Looking back at the trail, people are allowed to cycle it, and there's a jogger. So now we're going to start the steep bit. Some nice hedging, fencing alongside this bank that looks quite fresh. And now let's start up the, for this part of the world, steep track. nearly at the top. Slightly out of puff. But once at the top, a bit like the other hill, you get these great views. Orwell is directly across. Whew. Some information here about the Green Recovery Challenge Fund, creating corridors for wildlife, that is going on at the National Trust. So they're doing several things. They've planted a lot more trees. They're incorporating trees into some of the arable fields, apparently in a new and exciting way. And they're creating tractor width strips of arable land with rows of apple trees in between. And over 2,000 new apple trees will help us to capture carbon, feed pollinators and give us a new crop of apples. I think that's the village of Eversden in the distance, probably hard to make out with this camera. So on we go. The multi-use trail bends round to the left here. There is a nice trail, but it gets very muddy when it's rainy in that direction. And this is the old entrance to the Wimpole Belt. Very popular with running friends who like lots of mud. But due to conservation, these woodland belts have been closed for several years now. They just got very, very muddy. And they've got a population of rare barbastell bats. Approximately 5,000 barbastells left in the UK. Only 5 known roosting sites, and one of these roosts is in the Wimpole Belts. So it's a special area of conservation. So they roost in cracks and holes of decaying trees. So that's why Wimpole Estate now have closed these belts and reduced access to this sensitive area. Still hear of the odd person running through them, but can't be very nice. But anyway, plenty of alternative routes at Wimpole, and a variety of seats as well when you want to rest. So especially this trail, it's great for walking, running and cycling, but not in big packs. I don't think they want that. So we're coming out on some open fields on the right, and there's a runner coming on cue. Slight downhill bit here. Wind has picked up. I don't know. Got the DJI mic well muffled, hopefully. This really is a beautiful trail. Sweeps around, and it's about 10k. So here we have, what's this? Oh, a living hide, growing closer to nature. It's been there for years. Anyway, on we go. crossing one of the Wimpole Belts here. The old Wimpole Belt trail would have gone through there. Going to emerge out onto more open countryside in a minute. And the sheep are grazing peacefully. Farm in the distance that we just walked by. Now some more open areas. Nice big chair here to sit and rest. Getting to where the trail crosses proper road that goes up from Wimpole to the old village of Wimpole. People like parking here to avoid paying to get into Wimpole, but there are public access routes and shared trails, etc. The multi-use trail carries on. We're going to turn right, no, left, down this trail section, which will bring us to the back of the Folly, and in front of the Folly, and then back into the Wimpole estate, the parkland. Obviously a well-trodden path, this. That's where we've come from. More ploughed fields, very quiet. There are more people about than normal because it's New Year's Eve. People are on holiday, and not as many as we expected. Most people are staying close to the restaurant, of course. Through this gate. So there are several paths up to the Folly, and we're taking one that goes alongside the fence. We're going to go through those trees. Well, there were some interesting wooden constructions last time we came here. Go up through this little path through the trees. I come out onto a magical bit of woodland. Behind the Folly, which we'll see in a minute. Some great place for den building. Maybe not in winter. Coming out of the magical woodland, now into the back of the famous Wimpole Folly. Might be a few people here, so I'll be careful with the filming. Too busy at the Folly today to get a proper picture. We'll come back another time. I'm going to take a path now, so we're back onto the Wimpole estate proper, as it were. I'm going to take this top path, it's one of my favourite paths, and then we'll drop down to the lake and then cross over the parkland. Just seen some people climbing over the Folly, despite the notices that say please do not climb. And there was a storage shed that had been vandalised and broken into. Oh well. Sad. Lovely tree. This trail is beautiful, no matter what time of year. It's one of my favourites. I rarely see people on it. Not that I'm antisocial. There were sheep in this field when I came for a walk before Christmas. I think it was before Christmas. Yeah. And there were 2 red kites stalking some lambs, some very early lambs. Sheep have now gone. I think gone to another field. Maybe with more visitors coming and some people not following the rule of dogs must be on leads in fields with livestock. It's easier for the estate to get the sheep out of the way since they have an influx of visitors coming for their pre-New Year's Eve walk, and no doubt tomorrow New Year's Day walk since the estate is open. Okay, I'm going to go through the woods now, going by one of the lakes. Capability Brown designed part of the estate. Been cold enough overnight to freeze some of the pond. Lake. thought I'd filmed the iron bridge, and I hadn't. I'll be back. Off we go into the sunset.